This is a humanitarian issue. There's no politics in this. We're looking at people.
They died and no one knows. Tonight, there's a massive effort to identify border bodies, and it's happening right in our backyard. We have an inside look at a place you probably never knew existed in the Texas Hill Country.
A lot of people get into this and they think, oh, it's just bone.
It's a morbid task.
Very flesh and tissue and people.
Undocumented immigrants who died coming across the South Texas border.
We have shoes, sock, pants, and underwear.
We first reported on an effort to exhume John Doe graves last year and wondered where they end up.
If this had been a plane crash, state and federal funding would have been allocated to process the scene and identify the victims.
Instead, the burden falls on student volunteers at Texas State University, like Nandar Yuki, who came from California to intern.
I've never experienced anything like this before.
And Chloe McDaniel, who started out here as an anthropology major.
I think that's very important that we identify them.
You don't know who it could be, and the families will be looking for them.
When the bodies come in, they look like this. Then everything is unwrapped. Everything has to be washed, and then volunteers spend hours laying it all out piece by piece so they can make an identification.
Took a full set of x-rays, and what we found is he has third molars that are not fully formed.
The work at Texas State has led to 2 identifications, a woman from Honduras and a man from El Salvador. The second came largely because of this.
When we opened the body bag and found this shirt, it was just a very dark color.
A brown shirt that would crack a missing persons case wide open.
And I read that the person that was traveling with this young man had tied a brown plaid shirt around his knee to help him walk.
And sure enough, the DNA was a match.
It's very gratifying for us. It's very sad for the family, but at the same time, now the family will know what happened.
At times, the task can seem overwhelming.
We needed a place to hold them, and we don't have a lot of refrigeration units.
There are so many border bodies being delivered, they have to store them outside in these cages.
So what's the longest they would be out here?
In a 1-year time period, we worked through about 25 of them. So they could be out here for a year.
Remember, for analysis, decomposition is a good thing.
We want to be very transparent about this. We're not collecting any data on them. We're holding them until we have room to process them and analyze them.
But there's one major thing slowing them down.
Most of the migrants who cross, their families are not going to be able to, they're unable to file a missing persons report in the U.S. because they're not an American citizen.
Which makes cross-referencing in the government database called NamUs extremely difficult. But that doesn't stop determination.
It's very tedious, but you get faster at it.
I've only heard about it before I came here. Yeah. And now I'm actually working on it, so it's a great experience.
An experience these students say keeps them motivated.
More identifications, that's our main goal.
To give families that are so far away closure.
And that they can be mourned properly.
Something everyone would want for the ones they love.
We reached out several times to the Department of Justice. It runs the government database called NamUs. We asked them about the roadblocks immigrant families face putting in data. We have not heard back.